Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cape Complainers. Joining me, as always, are the Cape Complainers. We have fire, Flippo. We have water, Devin. We have earth, Reed, and air, me. I'm Greg, your host this evening.
Why am I the bad guy?
Well, you're not. Not all firebenders are bad guys. But anyways, today we will be discussing Netflix's latest live-action adaptation that didn't really need to be made. The original was fine. Avatar: The Last Airbender. But before we do that, Devin, if you can grace us with a thought. Tim is not here, so we need a boost. We need something to get us in the mood.
Wait, Tim's our booster?
Yeah.
with that attitude?
Yeah. He keeps us going.
I guess so.
Okay, so it's not a thought in the way that you guys always want it, but it's a question that leads into a purpose, right?
Question into
So I was listening to something this week. I was listening to a song in my car this week, which is very rare for me. And it's a song from a movie. And as I was listening to it, I was reminded that when I was younger, this movie, terrified me. Not all of it. There was a part in the very beginning that would, scare little young Devin. And it's stupid. It's so stupid. And before I tell you what it is, I want to know, what is a movie that scarred, Baby Greg and Baby Reed and Baby Flippo, that should not have? When you look back on it, you're like, that's so stupid. I'm so embarrassed of myself.
That's really hard because before you said the movie that shouldn't have scared you, I had one where it was Leprechaun. Leprechaun scared the shit out of me. But I guess
to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, but that was before he said that, so I need to think. One that I guess kind of scared me that shouldn't have was We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. Specifically the beginning. Whenever Rex is he jumps through this little ship hole and gets caught in there and starts feeding him. I didn't like the way the dinosaur was coming right at the camera, and he looked really scary. So yeah, We're Back definitely has some spooky moments in it. So I'll say that one's mine.
Reed, I know you had some fears.
What?
You know what I said. I'm not going to repeat it.
Have I told you something?
I don't know. I just assumed.
Okay, yeah, you're just pulling rabbits out your ass there.
Always.
I don't remember quite a show, but there was this time whenever I was a kid, went to Universal Studios with my family, and they had this Terminator 2 sort of 3D show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting scared, and so so I took my 3D glasses off to make it a little less scary, and just watched it that way. And my dad looked over. You scared? I'm like, yeah, just a little bit.
That's where Casey's fear of aliens comes from. She was at a Universal Studios thing, and they were doing the alien 3D or 4D ride or whatever. And at one point, something they were have something reach out and grab. I think it's air that puffs out it grabs you or something. And she freaked out. And she will not watch an alien movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time. I feel like it kind of falls in that category of shouldn't scare you because it was a 3D and you could just, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that you mentioned the Terminator, and I was watching. Have you guys seen Reacher on Amazon Prime?
I want to. It looks really good.
So the second season came out, and one of the guys plays the Liquid Man. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so someone is giving him a list of aliases that someone was using, and they go, "Do you know who this is?" And I think it's a basketball player. Do you know who Sarah Connor is? And he's like, "Who the fuck cares?"
Really, I must have missed that. That's funny.
Flippa, do you have a movie that terrified you as a wee baby boy?
Not that comes to mind.
Do you have an experience that scared you that shouldn't?
I have. Not to interrupt, but I have an honorable mention.
Well, don't
maybe maybe the part in Fern Gully where it's Tim Curry.
That's nice.
All right.
Oh, the smog monster.
Yeah, toxic
What's your-
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good callback, Greg.
Your honorable mention,
What's the
Greg.
other one? What's the other one with the animals?
With the animals. Land Before Time?
Like the little hedgehog. No.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
With the little hedgehog.
No, it's like a little hedgehog that like a bunch of oil starts coming in.
Secret of Nymph? Hedgehog and oil.
Over the hedge?
No.
Horrifying.
Do
Well,
your honorable mention.
Yeah,
I'll look
what's
it up.
Well,
What's your honorable mention?
Google it and see if you can find it. My honorable mention was back in the day. There was a drug PSA crossover event with multiple cartoon characters called Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. There's a part in that where one of the main character, who's a boy who is getting addicted to drugs and needs help from Saturday needs help from Saturday morning cartoon characters, and they show him like, this is what you will look like on drugs, and his like skin starts like almost falling off, and his eyes all sink in and shit. So yeah, I'd say that's probably honorable mentioned scary shit I saw as a kid, but did not keep me from drugs. Drugs are awesome, kids. If you're listening, do it. All the cool kids. Oh, yeah, all the cool kids
Here
are
we
doing drugs.
This is our last episode. We're about to be canceled by society. All
Do it.
because of Greg.
Live your life.
Flippo, did you figure yours out?
Yeah, I found it wasn't that scary. It was called Once Upon a Forest.
Once Upon a Forest. I've never heard of that.
I feel like I've heard of it, but
Google
I don't know
it.
what it is.
Once
Like
upon.
Google it, and you'll be like, oh, it
Y'all,
was.
y'all are gonna make fun of me so damn hard.
I hope to God we do.
You do.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Yes.
Wait, tell it real quick, Greg.
Yeah, well, y'all probably can't. Hold on. This one with like the little hedgehog in a little boat.
Oh yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever saw it though.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen it, but it's familiar.
yeah, I remember that.
Okay, guys, mine was only the opening scene of this movie. I want to make this clear before I tell you. It was a Goofy movie.
Oh no, yeah,
Get out of here.
No, it's the part in the
No.
movie where he's like turning into his father and like it's all stormy and shit. And his teeth are like popping out and he's freaking out. That terrified me, man.
yeah,
Greg, that was
That
perfect.
scared the hell out of me.
yeah.
The perfect cast.
Yeah.
That's us.
I don't really
What
think
song
that
were
ever
you
scared
listening
me.
to?
Eye to eye.
Oh, I love
The
that
one at
song.
the very end.
Okay.
That song's so good, man.
Set the world in motion. Yeah, it's a great song. I love that.
I listen to the soundtrack all the time.
Yeah, not a bad thought.
It's a
Devin.
really good soundtrack. It's just a terrifying opening
Moment
to
in that
a
movie.
Disney movie.
Fun fact about that movie: they originally didn't want the voice actor of Goofy to be the voice of
Bill
Goofy.
Farmer?
Yeah, they wanted like an actual like big named actor to
God, that
just
would've
talk.
sucked.
So it wouldn't have
Yeah.
sounded like Goofy. It would have just imagine like Brad Pitt as the voice of Goofy.
I
So
would have hated
Perfect
it.
cast.
Yeah, Max, come on. Let's go to this park with your old man.
Throughout the entire freaking movie, that Goofy would just have like a stick of peanut butter, just like licking it the whole time.
yeah, but
Isn't that what he's known for? Brad Pitt is just eating food all the
No.
time.
well, in
No.
the Oceans movies, yeah, he did
Yeah.
that.
That,
Oh,
No,
you're
he
talking
did
about
that in
Brad
other
Pitt.
movies, too,
Okay,
though.
yes.
the
Yeah,
one character.
He did that in other movies, yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, it was a
We're
deep.
talking about Goofy just eating all the time.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't.
Brad Pitt played him. Yeah, man. That's
Anyways, it wasn't a great thought, Devin, but it wasn't a bad thought. You got us
Thanks.
talking. We got to remember parts of our childhood, and now let's drift back into our sad adult lives as we get into the topic. Avatar: The Last
It was more
Airbender.
like, you should have said more like speaking of childhood, but, you know, whatever.
Well, well, let me say a joke and just be proud of it for once without
We
critiquing
drifted
me.
back into our adult sad lives.
We're
Taxes,
proud of that.
We're here-
child support.
We're here to critique the show, not me.
Well, hang on.
I'm
A little bit of both.
all right, fine. Anyways, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a Netflix live action show that premiered recently, and it's 8 episodes so far. I only made it about 6 episodes in. I didn't finish the last 2, but I get the point. I've seen all of the original Avatar. I know where it's going. They do change some things, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I want to hear y'all's opinions because I'm sure y'all actually finished the series. I know Flippo did. But what are y'all's thoughts on Avatar, the live action?
It was okay. I mean, it had some decent, some pretty solid visual effects even compared to the movie that we got.
Yes.
But
The
not
bending
all the
looked
acting was great.
the bending definitely looked a lot better than I thought it would. But yeah, I agree. It wasn't standout the best thing I've ever seen. To be honest, certain things don't need a remake or a live action remake. Disney sucks with this, where they think, oh yeah, let's just repackage our old stuff that was really popular into live action and people will still love it, which is not necessarily the case. And that shows in this show. I know, but I'm just giving it as an example of not everything needs to be repackaged and shoved down our throats.
I will say, I thought that the way that they combined things from different episodes was interesting. I didn't love it or hate it, but I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to make this work.
Yeah.
Based on what I saw.
Y'all give me some examples. Greg, you said you saw some changes that they made.
A big change. A big change that I noticed is a lot of the characters' motivations are different. I may be reaching at things. This may just be me looking at a character and wondering what they're thinking. But Azula in particular, and even Zuko, mainly everybody, but Azula, in the original cartoon, she is evil. She is just really mean. This version of Azula in live action almost tries to make it sympathetic, that you're supposed to get where she's coming from.
We're seeing that transition to the evil. But in the cartoon, she already pretty much was, right?
Yeah, there's certain motivations that are the same. She's just trying to stand out to Fire Lord Ozai, her father, and trying to say hey, I'm who should be heir, and all that stuff. I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm ruthless, I'm what you want, and all that stuff. But just her facial actions and certain ways that she says things, it makes her seem really different. And Zuko's a lot whinier in live action than he was in the cartoon.
His face is so round that it just makes him look like he has a baby face.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Is even when he's not talking, he looks like he's about to cry.
Yeah, he's a whiner. And especially the first season of the original Avatar, Zuko was a menace. Zuko was just no, we're going after the Avatar. He was angry. He was more anger driven. This version of Zuko is just he's a whiny little runt. Yeah, my crew won't listen to me. Not now, Uncle. I need to find the Avatar.
Well, they don't know why that. So
yeah.
And Reed,
for a reason.
To answer more of your questions, some of the episodes, they obviously combined two or three different episodes into one episode for the live action.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so the one that comes to mind was when he goes to the spirit world. And he has to leave, and he gets captured. Right? He gets captured by the Fire Nation. Originally in the cartoon, Sokka and Katara are sick, and he has to go find these frozen frogs from a pond, and then bring it back for them to suck on.
That's right.
I know. And so in this one, he's just trying to go get this trinket and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just change certain things, and my favorite episode of the original Avatar was Tales of Bossing Say. That was amazing. One, because we got one of the saddest little bits of animated art was Leaves from the Vine. And they threw that into the first season, which we didn't find out really about deep into that until like maybe like season 2 or 3. I don't remember the actual. I think it was 2. But yeah, it just adds certain things in places that I guess for new fans and old fans, it works in a way that like you don't have to like sit through a lot of stuff before you learn more about a character. It just shoves it out to be like, yeah, Iroh's son is dead. He's a soldier. Leaves from the vine and all that stuff, and just keeps going.
But I thought that like, so it's not just me. There were some things in the episodes that came from future seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the animation, don't they find like the little crippled kid who flies and stuff?
Yeah.
Don't they find him in like season 2 or 3?
Yeah, they find him later.
That's what I thought.
But
I was like, I'm off.
Yeah, and I may be wrong on this one, but the big owl, the spirit of knowledge or whatever, I don't think I only remember seeing him in the episode where they find that library in the desert.
Yeah.
That's the only time I remember seeing that owl. I don't remember if we ever saw him before that.
I don't think learn about Sozin's Comet until that same time.
Yeah.
Where they gave us the teaser. So they gave us a teaser for that at the end.
Yeah.
Sozin's Comet is almost approaching and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And also, yeah, they really explained Sozin. They did do, okay, to give the show good thoughts, is they handled the subject material very well. Its pacing is very good. I hate that they're an hour long, but it does get the information across very well. It just changes things and it feels off, especially if you really liked the original. And like that, the big standout is the characters are different. Aang, for example, in the cartoon, he felt guilt for leaving and all that stuff, like running away, and like he couldn't like save the people. His motivation is different in this one, in that he didn't run away. He was there and like just freaked out and like turned into the Avatar state and froze. I don't know.
He ran away.
He ran away?
Run away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought like
That's
the
why
motivation was different.
He ran away and then he got caught in that giant wave that knocked them underwater and then did his ice thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the pressure is the same.
Also, they changed his powers. They changed his powers a bit. Like,
because he flew at one point?
he flew, and then all of a sudden, like, now he's using the glider, which as I thought more about it, I'm like, maybe he can fly a little bit, like only short distances, but like he needs the glider to go further distances.
Or maybe he can only go up. You know what I mean? Like he can go up, but he can't, and like stay there, but he can't like travel,
like steer and all that stuff. Okay,
yeah, because
then that makes sense.
I know that in the Legend of Korra, they talk about like, they have like airbenders have the ability to fly, but they can't have any earthly possessions to do so, weighing them down.
Okay, all right. Another thing that I hated, along with the character changes, Avatar Roku, who was the Avatar before Aang. I freaking loved him in the original show. The second they showed him in the live action, I couldn't stand it. I don't like Roku wasn't a real big joker. He wasn't a joker. Like, and all that stuff. Like he like plays a prank on Aang once he gets like to talk to him. I'm like, that's not very Roku. And
I
so
also feel like
felt the same.
The stakes weren't the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in the animation, like they're right outside the door with all of his friends out there, like, and they're all fighting for their lives. And he's like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And it's a time crunch thing. Like, he only has so long to do this. Whereas this, he's like, "I'll just walk in there and meditate. No one's gonna stop."
Yeah, and another the temple firebender holds out the rest of the
other priests.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Well, that's what you think. But
yeah. But
I did like that they did like different ethnicities for each bending or each
yeah, like each
area.
tribe, if you will. Yeah,
right, essentially,
So for the waterbenders, they're mainly in the Arctic regions, north and south, and they use Native Americans.
I was gonna say, isn't that how it was in the anime? But okay, now you're talking about race things. Okay.
yeah. Well, I guess he's comparing it to like the original movie that came out about it was very whitewashed, and this they actually like gave the appropriate castings to the region and the story it's trying to tell.
Or just gave different regions different real world ethnicities and stuff like that, which I thought was cool. Another way to sort of show the differences between the different nations.
Yeah,
I will say,
I thought that was cool.
I feel like a lot of the line delivery for like the core three was way off. Like they like dumbed down all, like Sokka's supposed to be funny, but also like solid, and they like made all his jokes just stupid. But I feel like but I feel like the kid that playing Aang, like I did not like his line delivery for anything at all. It was always the same like pattern and tone and everything else.
They're kind of bad actors.
That's gonna be my complaint. Another bad child acting. What did we just watch earlier? I've already forgotten, and we were like, just the child acting.
Yeah, it's a bad child actor.
Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah.
But I will say, yes, child actor. We can dumb that down to his age. But there is the potential that if this gets renewed for other seasons, that that won't be the same in the future. He'll take the classes, he'll do the things that he needs to, and learn more, and we can watch that grow. Like, and that'd be cool to see. But this first season,
I didn't.
He looks like him.
I didn't finish
great.
I didn't finish the season. But does he learn any bending, or does he just keep doing? See, and that's a problem. In the first book, he learns at least water.
Yeah,
but he learns water at the end.
Yeah, like he hasn't learned anything.
I guess he learns a little bit from Katara because
they got the scroll thing.
Scroll,
yeah,
she never teaches him.
Yeah,
he teaches her.
I don't know.
Well, more personal of like how to connect with the more difficult moves. But yeah, this one, did he ever waterbend? I never saw him.
No,
not when he's not in the Avatar state.
Yeah, he only does airbending, and I think they're trying to really stretch out. Like they're telling the story very fast, so they're either going to do like only like a couple of seasons, or they want to stretch this story out for like 5 or 6, because the original Avatar was only 3 seasons. And so
I feel like season 2 was really long.
Oh yeah, it was. But like I feel like they're trying to just stretch this story out. So season 2, I wouldn't be surprised if he only learns one bending, and then vice versa season 3, and like they may add in some more shit that I don't think is needed. But I don't know. The pacing is weird, and it's like I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about the show.
Yeah.
I get that. I forgot what I was going to say.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about how this compares to the original. We kind of touched up on little things that like they added certain bits of the show here that shouldn't have gone here. But as a whole, how does the live action compare to the original? And is it good or bad?
Try and separate the two.
I mean, I don't think anything is going to compare to the first one because it took so much time for you to build the relationships with these characters, make you feel things, and see where they're coming from. Whereas this was 8 episodes? 7 episodes?
Yeah, it was only 8 episodes.
8. And they all released at the same time. So you didn't even have a chance to reflect on them. You kind of just like...
Yeah, next. Yeah, just keep going. But for me, one of the big things is the original creators of the Avatar cartoon were signed on to do the live action. They later left the project because because of creative differences. The creators, they wanted to change a lot more of the show. For some reason, I guess if you write something, you want to change it. You're like, oh, I don't like the way I did this. Let's do this instead. And so it really kind of almost would have been a completely different show than the original, instead of just following the formula. But I feel like following the formula would have done this show a little bit better. Like, I for me, the original cartoon is a masterpiece. I freaking love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Didn't really much care for Legend of Korra, but Avatar: The Last Airbender was great. 2 thumbs
Did you
way
hear
up.
that they're doing a movie for it? Like
The Legend of
animated
Korra?
movie? No.
Just the new
They're
one?
doing an animated movie of the Avatar: The Last Airbender, but they're setting it when it's like in their 20s, so all the stuff they did as adults, they're gonna set a movie for it.
That would be cool.
Okay,
Kind of like,
interesting.
yeah, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like still Fire Nation, like Fire,
Spies.
yeah, the Fire Nation will rise again, and so
Like the Germans.
yeah, and so it's just kind of like, yeah, that would be interesting to see.
Maybe that's what the creators wanted to do with Netflix.
God,
Right then.
you know who in the show I really, really loved, even though they weren't on screen a whole lot? Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah, Ozai is
I
great.
thought he did a really good job, and he looked exactly like the animation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. He was
Didn't they
definitely a
say all
standout.
Asian people look alike.
No, what?
That's rude.
That was
That's rude.
I was comparing a
Devin.
human person
Devin,
to
that's
an
rude.
animated character. You know who I
What
didn't
about,
like as much as I
Ira?
thought I would? That one. I felt like he forced a lot of stuff just
Who is it?
just because of his voice, Iroh. And that very well may be his real voice, but he sounded like he was talking like this, like he was trying to be some kind of character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is. He's an actor.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I know what you mean.
as opposed to doing it naturally, it came across forced.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I thought he looked good. I thought he was better than 90% of the people.
Yeah.
But I still had that big problem with him.
I really only like where I didn't like him at the beginning because I guess that's the problem. If you really watched the cartoon, it kind of ruins the live action for you. It's just like, I feel like if I didn't really care about the cartoon or didn't even see it, I would have really liked this show. But the cartoon
so,
did
Am I about to catch some flack for saying something?
loved it.
possibly.
10 out of 10.
I've only maybe seen 5 episodes of the animated.
Kill him.
Well, I mean, that's understandable.
Mute his mic.
I feel like
No.
I feel like a
No.
lot of people won't give it a chance. One, because it was on Nickelodeon. A lot of people would associate it as a kid's show.
Yeah, but like Ninja Turtles was on
I just
Nickelodeon.
never got a
If people watch
chance.
that. It's on Netflix right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Watch it.
I don't give you. I won't give you flack,
I will.
but you should, because I think a lot of people who say like, "Oh, it's just a kid's show. It's an anime. I'm not going to give it a chance."
No,
And-
I wouldn't. I've never said that.
Well, no, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying other people. I'm sure that's a reason why a lot of people haven't seen the original.
Oh yeah. So I like the show for not having seen the animated.
Okay. Yeah, see, and that proves my point. I feel like if I didn't see the cartoon, I would have enjoyed this a lot more.
Have you
but yeah.
seen? Have you seen?
Is it like reading a book and watching a movie?
Yes.
Not necessarily, because a lot of the time the movie is often better than the book. So, I don't know.
Okay, Harry Potter for example.
What?
Yeah, Harry Potter's bang.
What?
Yes, I agree. Because,
I
okay,
think you should slap yourself in the face.
the first I saw Harry Potter 1 before I read the first book. And I read the book after I saw the movie, and I was like, this is stupid. Peeves? Who the hell is that? And so I'm just saying it's not always the case. Sometimes the movie is better than the book or the original. Or yeah.
Are you saying that that the movie Harry Potter was better than the book?
Yes, I am.
Slap yourself in the face.
Well,
Put a ring on and slap yourself in the face.
Did you ever read the Percy Jackson series?
God no. I didn't. Nothing could save Percy Jackson's for me. It was boring and stupid.
But I'm saying,
Ooh, man,
that like the
this is a
book.
trigger for me.
It looks like I'm getting the flack now. I'm getting the flack right now.
This is a trigger that I didn't realize existed for me right now.
All right. Well, let's kind of do. Let's kind of.
Greg's movie bearing book is like Devin's catching this gravy hole debacle here.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, because I was gonna say something before we go. Have you guys seen the meme that came out after the show had finished? Of there's this part in part 3 of the Avatar where they go and they watch a play about themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Do you remember like when they're leaving the show, everything that they say?
Yeah.
As they're like, oh man, that show sucked. They didn't get the characters right. The acting was terrible, but it had some pretty decent effects though.
Yeah.
And that pretty much summed up the entirety of the live action.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, let's do final thoughts and adding on. We're going to do final thoughts, capes, and which one is better. So let's start with Devin.
Ooh, can we also add one more thing?
First.
Sure, one more thing.
Flip out a question.
Oh, Flippo.
TV show or movie?
No, the two TV shows. Like, which one is better?
I know, but he's asking you
I know,
which is better,
one
TV
do
show
you
or movie.
Oh, TV show. TV show is way better than the movie.
I fell asleep during the movie.
All right. Then.
The movie was terrible. I don't understand why M. Night needed to be attached to that movie. I'm just like, okay, great, awesome, and it's a mess. Like, yeah, definitely TV show over the movie.
Names right.
Yeah, definitely TV show over movie. All right, Devin, what are your thoughts, capes, and which one's better?
I'm gonna give it a 6. It wasn't great, but I was entertained. I enjoyed watching like how they changed things to fit everything together, because they still got through most of the episodes and put them together. I wasn't a fan of some of the lines that they chose, some of the iconic lines they chose to keep from the animated series that didn't really make it. They shouldn't have kept them for the show. I felt like I don't have an example off the top of my head. I think that the anime is better, and the thing that I wanted to add was in the anime, what is your favorite season?
3.
Mine was 3 too.
Oh my God, we're so alike.
Except I think the books are better.
Yeah, we're the same person, same thoughts and everything.
Not everything.
All right, Reed, thoughts, capes, and which one's better?
Yeah, I think the anime is better because you got more details. You got to be connected to more characters and storylines and stuff like that. But I'll give this live action. Devin, would you say 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might give it a 6 as well. It wasn't good, wasn't bad. We did have some problems with child acting as we had with Percy Jackson. But I will say, if my wife is listening, they did have some cute girls in there.
Wait,
but,
they're like, wait, first of all, they're like 13, 14 years old. Maybe,
not Suki.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe you want to yeah.
Princess you ain't the moon girl, and then Kiyoshi.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe we should have like
he made sure he did his research first.
Specified which of these girls are okay. All right.
Did anybody else when like Suki came on and she like introduced herself? Like I knew who she was, but I just like as I was watching to myself, I'd be like, Suki is mine.
No.
Anyone else?
No.
No,
No.
just me.
I think
Cool.
y'all I don't think I want to hang out with y'all anymore. Y'all
I've never actually watched that show.
y'all are
I
concerning
only
me.
know that line from Psych.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, Flippo.
Oh, I would also like to say that I told my wife about Greg's book opinion and movies, and her response was, "How does he survive every day knowing his opinions are complete garbage?"
Got him.
Mm.
Got him.
Anyways, Flippo. What are your final thoughts, Kate?
Just a brush up.
Which one's better? Because I know y'all are wrong. That's why I'm able to brush it off. I'm okay.
I can't say which one's. I can't say which one's better. Without having seen more
Yeah,
than
the
a
original
season
anime.
or a season of anime, the original anime,
haven't
I'd give
even
it a
seen a season.
7.5. That's what
Okay.
I said.
Oh,
All right. That's a pretty fair score if like you had nothing to compare it to.
That's a
That's
7.
fair.
Yeah, 7.5. The question I have for y'all: did y'all watch One Piece?
yes,
The live action one?
No.
I did. I watched
Yeah.
the live action and at least that much of the anime.
I have not seen the
Okay.
anime. I've saw the live
So,
action.
Devin, which one was better, live action wise?
I think that One Piece was better live action wise.
Okay.
Then its original anime or between
Between the live action
Avatar.
Avatar and One Piece was better.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Well, for
I
me,
like it.
yeah.
Question, Flippo.
For me,
I mean, they both came out on Netflix, so.
yeah. For me, Netflix has made some poopy adaptions. I don't know if y'all remember the Death Note adaptation. It blew chunks. It was terrible. This one is not good, but it's not bad either. I think if they allow themselves to really kind of tell the story very well, which they have been. I mean, they're jumbling some stuff around, but the story and the message is still there. I think the acting is a little weak in a lot of parts. There's definitely some standout performances, but as a whole, I definitely think the cartoon, the anime, is better, and I'm gonna probably give it about a 6. I still had fun watching it. It's still the story that I enjoy, but it didn't need to be made.
So,
You know who
said
Agreed.
the demon was, right?
what?
The
What?
demon? You know who voiced the demon?
Ro or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
the face demon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's, George Takai?
that was George Takei. Really?
Yeah.
George
No way.
Takei made a post.
from me,
100%.
Aang.
Yo,
Oh
George Takei made a
my.
post noting the
Oh my.
controversy at my wife's school recently
Oh yeah.
on Facebook, and that was crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah. I even his message is like a good little sting. In 2024, seriously?
No, I just found out the reason why I didn't like Avatar Roku in the live action. Do y'all remember Dexter with Michael C.
Yes.
Hall?
Yeah.
The Asian actor who like is also like a blood splatter analyst.
His friend,
Yeah.
is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
I was like, I know you from somewhere, but he looked so old and so different. I could
Yeah,
not place
I was-
who he was.
I was just like, yeah, who are you? But like, not that I didn't like him in Dexter, but like, yeah, he's a very comedic person, and so I'm just like, why don't I like you? But anyways, yeah, okay, well that
So I have
explains
a-
it. Okay,
One more side note after Devin.
So, Greg, I have a question about your rating. You gave it a 6.
yeah.
You said it was not good and not bad, and I understand that. Did you not finish it because you didn't want to, or did you not finish it because you didn't have the time?
A little
Like,
bit of
would you
both.
finish
A
it?
little bit of both. I would probably finish it, but for me, it would be like watching. Okay, it would be like it'd be watching like you have like the greatest movie ever made, and then you're watching a fan made version of it. That's what it feels like. It's like like I don't know. It's the only way I can explain it. It's just
So
not
you're
the
saying
same.
it's like it's like reading a really detailed book and then watching like a really shortened movie of it. It leaves out a lot of details. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, you get it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're figuring it out. All right. Flippy, you said you had one more thing before we end it?
The side note was the cabbage guy is the same one who voiced it in the anime.
And you know what? Nailed it. Best performer of the whole friggin' show.
Phenomenal. 10 out of 10.
I wish she was in there more, but best performer.
All right, well, let's go
He
in.
was just in there one episode, wasn't it?
He was
I
in
know.
two.
That's why I said I wish he was in there more.
I think he was in.
He should have been in there all the time.
He was in there too. Oh, no, yeah, it was once because like they show him at the beginning and like he's about to say something but then doesn't, and then like at the end of the episode, whenever Boomy and Aang go
They blow
sliding,
his cabbages.
yeah, he's like my cabbages.
Well, they also like rocket up his cabbage stuff like as he's trying to go through the city. And they're
yeah.
like, "What's this?"
So we've seen him a
Shoot his
couple
cabbage
times,
stuff up.
and who knows?
But I think that was all in the same episode. Or
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this won't be the last time we see him. All right, well, let's go on ahead and end it there. Thank y'all for joining us for the Cape Complainers.
Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And check out our YouTube channel and our Twitch stream where we are generally streaming on Sundays.
And don't forget, you can follow this show just about anywhere. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, if Tim has been uploading, bunch of other places. And don't forget that nobody complains like a fan. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.